Today we are in week 47 of our children's yoga teacher training. I have with me today our book available on Amazon, Broadening Our Horizons. That is the title of the book series. As many of you know, and for those of you who don't know, our children are leaders in the Youth Leadership Board program and also as part of the Young Authors Honor Society. And they have published a book which is available on Amazon. Actually, they've published 3 books, all part of the Broadening Our Horizons series. These books go to women in jail to provide an education for them to complement our degree program, so they actually get a hard copy to hold and really understand the materials in our degree program. But it also shows our youth that they can make a difference and that their life matters. I'm going to continue to read from this book, so those of you who don't want to purchase it can still get the benefit of all the goodness, and it's a way to celebrate our youth. Here we have one of our program graduates being interviewed, and she is one of the co-authors of this book, and she also was the one who said, let's write a book on food science. So this book really is because of her. Ludmilla Lebrecht, she is an amazing, amazing student, and as a high school student, she really forged ShareLove.Fund to be what it is today. She went on to be student body president elected in her senior year, and she gave me one of the best compliments a teacher could get. And she said that the confidence that she gained from earning her yoga teaching degree through ShareLove.Fund gave her the confidence to run and win for student body president. So now she's in college doing great things and is also an incredible mentor to our current high school students. So chapter 6, evolution of Ayurvedic and yoga practices on a global platform. We'll read a little bit of this, and that will satisfy part of the philosophy coursework requirement with Yoga Alliance, and it also just introduces all of you as teacher trainees to understand what youth are capable of. And at ShareLove.Fund, we always say it is more than yoga. So as a teacher with an RCYT degree, which you will earn from us, with this training, you can teach yoga, or you can also teach students how to write about the principles and teachings of yoga and get published. This is one of our students cooked for a cause and took some photos of what she was cooking while she was cooking it. And so all the contributions of this beautiful book are from students, and every other page is a picture. So it is a wonderful coffee table book, a wonderful hostess gift. It also contains over 30 recipes, and when you purchase it, you are funding our scholarship program. So each chapter, because it's a textbook for incarcerated women, each chapter starts off with keywords and an objective, and so I will go through that. The keywords in this chapter are Ayurvedic treatment, International Yoga Day, and Western medicine. There's also a glossary in the back of the book, so I'm so proud of the students for doing such a high level about this. I'm not sure exactly where the glossary is, but it's in there. Oh, here, the index. It's like beautiful with blue headings. Not sure if you guys can see it from this distance, but the students did an amazing job. They work together from all over the world. Our Youth Leadership Board is comprised of 12 amazing, brilliant students representing 10 different high schools across 4 different countries. So it's amazing. They meet once a month, all together as a full group, and then do projects as a subgroup. And their work has truly built our social enterprise. So anyway, without further ado, the objective of this chapter is yoga and Ayurveda have been renowned pathways followed on a global scale. Ayurveda is an ancient adaptation paired with yoga. By following yogic and Ayurvedic practices, an individual can ensure good health, mind, body, and soul. This chapter focuses on the complete evolution of Ayurvedic and yogic practices from the medieval age until today. Ayurveda is recognized as the world's oldest healing and health system. So now we're going to start with the content of the chapter. The roots of this health and healing system originated from India. Some historians believe that Ayurveda has existed for approximately 5,000 years. Ayurveda is a Sanskrit name that means knowledge of life. We're just going to interrupt this reading to mention that this textbook, written by students, really speaks to students in a way that resonates. So if you would like to bring the concepts of Ayurveda into your classroom, this book presents the material in a very digestible way because it was actually written by students. Okay, the next section is earliest concepts of Ayurveda. Evidence of the earliest concepts of Ayurveda is found in the Vedas, scriptures known, and pardon me on my pronunciation, but scriptures known as the Atharvaveda are derived from the religious belief that Brahma bestowed his knowledge to Dhanvantari, the Hindu god of medicine. Until about 800 BCE, Vedic medicine was the primary practice in India and other Asian regions. Vedic medicine is based on the Vedas, which are spiritual practices for treating disease. And here our students have wonderful photos. The Vedas use amulets, ornament, or jewelry as protection to combat disease and herbs prescribed for the treatment of illnesses. It was believed that this practice could cure fever, takman, cough, consumption, diarrhea, drowsiness, generalized edema, abscesses, seizures, tumors, and skin diseases, including leprosy. I want to make clear that nothing herein shall be construed as medical advice. If you have a medical problem, please see a doctor, and I'm not trying to say that Ayurveda does cure these things. My background is that I'm a lawyer and I'm also a yogi. I am not a doctor, so it is not reasonable to rely on this book written by high school students for medical advice. What our high school students did is they researched information out there from credible sources, and then they compiled that research with their own critical thinking and analysis. So it is a summation of the more reputable information out there, but it is not medical advice. Okay, continuing. The practice, so that's a lawyer in me to interrupt myself with it for a disclaimer. The practice of Ayurveda evolved significantly after 800 BC based on medical and biological knowledge. Ayurveda's emphasis on, quote, food as medicine, and we have that echoed in Hippocrates, continues to thrive throughout the centuries. The majority of India's rural people, comprising of 70% of its population, use Ayurveda to this day as their primary health care to meet their primary health care needs. Ayurveda wellness centers throughout the world continue to treat patients and serve as a safe haven for Western celebrities to rejuvenate. To maintain the optimal balance of your health, Ayurveda has the potential to bridge the mind and body relationship. Ayurveda offers the added benefit of improving contentment, while improving good health. By leaning into Ayurveda practices, you will understand why this remedy and system has existed over 5,000 years. What caused Ayurveda to become part of Western medicine? What caused Ayurveda to become a part of yoga and Western medicines? And here, Western medicines is a key word, and I'm just so proud of our kids because it was like really empowering for them to actually write a textbook. As high school kids, they're inundated with AP exams and all these pressures and so many textbooks of their own. But here they got to be on the other side of it all and write their own textbook. So anyway, it was cute. So here it's like Western medicine in the bold. And sorry, I'm just gonna show because I'm just so proud of their work. And here, like Western medicine is one of the key words here. And then, I just don't want to lose my place live on YouTube, but I love bragging about my students. My kids accuse me that I like my students more than them, and I don't know, I really like my students. So, but I love my kids too, and the best part is that my kids are students as well of this program. So anyway, I will just show, and then here in the glossary, we also have Western medicine defined, and our students really did an amazing job with graphics. And this is the one and only Ludmila Lebrecht. This was her idea. She said, I want to write on food science. And I said, but we're a yoga school. And we brainstormed and we thought, wait, there is a connection between food and yoga by examining Ayurveda. And that is how this book came about. It was 100% Ludmila's idea. She's been amazing. And this book has become a great revenue source for us on Amazon, as well as been inspirational for the custodial women we serve in New York State's prison and jail system. And none of this would have happened without Ludmila. So she completely steered our startup on track while in high school. So she's amazing, and the sky's the limit for her. So, okay, moving right along. Okay, so what caused Ayurveda to become a part of yoga and Western medicines? Fundamentally, Ayurveda's success has been due to excellent practices, experiments, trials and errors, and successful implementations. So you can think about, have you seen Ayurveda in your daily life? Why or why not? Okay, going on, to heal health-related conditions that were incurable in the past, Ayurveda has become an ideal remedy to be infused into modern medicine. So here's a beautiful picture. Catriel submitted this picture, and we're so lucky to have her beautiful graphic layout. She's gone on to be super successful with social media and brand management, and we're lucky to have her picture when she was just a student working on her degree. So what I like about Ayurveda is it's something that someone can talk with their doctor about and use in combination with Western medicine. As my mom would always tell me growing up, you can learn something from everyone. So I think that we are in the information age, and it's great we can learn something and just kind of like pick out the daisies from each of the baskets and create our own optimization plan. Okay, continuing with the book. Today, Ayurveda is practiced in its origin country and on a global scale. The major areas in which Ayurvedic techniques are applied include self-oil massage, brushing, and oil pulling. Today, almost everything that people know about digestion and food combining originates from the knowledge of Ayurveda. For instance, turmeric, one of the prime spices and ingredients incorporated in Ayurvedic medicinal products or diets, has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, and antidepressant properties. There continues to be an influx of people who visit India every year to take part in Ayurvedic treatment sessions to revive their lost health and balance of body, mind, and soul. Those who eat whole seasonal foods and have mind-body awareness may not even realize that they are practicing Ayurveda. Ayurveda and Western medicine, the next section. The adoption of Ayurveda won't replace the practice of Western medicine. In fact, Western medicines can be vital in an overall health management process. Ayurveda is considered to be more of a prevention technique to maintain good health that complements Western medicine. There is, however, a very subtle and clear difference between Ayurveda and Western medicine. The differences state that Ayurveda serves as a preventative remedy, whereas Western medicine is symptomatic. Ayurveda helps you improve your health attributes to prevent diseases from affecting your body. Western medicine is based on prescribing to individuals medicines to suppress the symptoms of certain conditions or treat existing conditions. Western medicine is preferable for individuals after the disease enters your body, and Ayurveda prevents those diseases from entering your body. I would just say it doesn't necessarily prevent it, but the idea is that you keep healthy and take care of your immune system, and then your immune system may make you less susceptible to diseases. This is a beautiful picture our program participants took of a pomegranate up close on a salad with some homemade dressing. A lot of the food in this book has also been influenced by Sakara, so we really thank Sakara for all their support and all the wonderful meals they sent us. So this is actually some leaves from Sakara, a pomegranate from the market when the students went shopping, and some homemade dressing, but it looks cool in a super zoomed in state. So they had fun with photography and digital graphics. Okay, Western medicine continues to advance by using technology to treat critical and acute conditions. But there is a problem with such an approach. Modern medicine generally has a lack of understanding about the interconnectivity in symptoms. In effect, Western medicine practices and Western medication may not adequately treat the reoccurrence of a disease or illness. Ayurveda uncovers that lack of knowledge and fills the gap to cure the root cause. Again, I just need to put on my legal hat. I love what our kids did, but absolute statements, they were in high school when they wrote this, so they don't have the expertise to really stand by those absolute statements. I think to know what or does not cure a root cause is a big statement, but I think rephrased, we can say that Ayurveda can keep you healthy to decrease the chances of having a root cause or onset of an illness. Ayurvedic medicines target to heal a specific physical state by evaluating an individual's mental, physical, and spiritual condition. For instance, if a person suffering from an adverse liver condition, an Ayurvedic practitioner will look into that person's anger issues. Similarly, if a person is overweight or obese, the Ayurvedic practitioner examines emotional challenges that may be the root cause. And that I do think is really true, that yes, it's much easier to take a pill, but the real work of figuring out why do we do behaviors that are destructive to us, that's where the real growth is. Right, continuing. Ayurvedic practitioners do not prescribe any treatment or medicine until eating patterns, childhood, mental stress, and daily schedules are understood. They are trained and experienced to look into health problems and those responsible for putting you in this condition. In short, Ayurvedic is more like a holistic approach that diagnoses a complete person based on an individual's mind, body, and spirit. So in this sense, we can think of Ayurveda as functional medicine, which is gaining popularity in the US. Like Western treatment, Ayurveda consists of medical examinations, possible surgery, and other associated procedures. However, these are not the major adaptations of Western medicine today. Ayurveda has grown in popularity because of its additional emphasis on lifestyle changes, dietary advice, and healing methods. So one of the really important things that I like to emphasize with our teacher trainees who are coming to ShareLove.Fund for teacher training because they want to see a change in their life, and some of them come and say, oh, well, I'm doing this for weight loss reasons because if I sign up for a yoga class, I might not go. But if I sign up for a teacher training, then I know that I've paid for it, so I'm going to do all the yoga classes. So for those folks, I like to say, it's not a diet. Don't think of it as a diet. Think of it as a lifestyle change. Try to create those neural pathways to make lasting, sustainable change. So here we have a beautiful picture. I'll just come up for picture alert. So Catrielle sent this beautiful picture from her outreach work in the Philippines. She's absolutely incredible. If you need a miracle, she's the one who can get it done. But this was an amazing picture, and they gave us this wonderful sign of gratitude when they were recovering from the hurricane or the typhoon Rhea, and ShareLove.Fund was proud to be the first international charity to respond, even faster than Red Cross, because we don't have all that red tape. We're pretty efficient. Being small, we can kind of get in there like a bumblebee. Okay, expert Ayurvedic practitioners continue to research and spread awareness of which herbs tend to have healing properties and which do not. Even though many old, known herbs exist in Ayurvedic culture, new ones continue to be added to the list. These ongoing activities determine how the uniting of Ayurveda and Western medicine can help health concerns worldwide. Okay, the next section is called Yoga is an undeniable part of Ayurveda. So what does Ayurveda have to do with yoga? Today, over 10% of Americans practice yoga every day. So woo, that's you. And as high as 30% of Americans have tried it. As yoga gains acceptance, people are also putting their faith and belief in Ayurveda by developing the mindset to achieve spiritual, physical, and mental balance. Ayurveda is very much related to yoga. According to the writings on yoga and Ayurveda by the ancient Vedas, these should be practiced together. So for those of you who took our RCYT 200, you may recall when we talk about yoga, means union in Sanskrit, or yoking, and the yoking of the mind, body, and soul. So we have meditation, we have asanas for the postures, for the physical movement, and also we have Ayurveda for nutrition and medicine, what we're putting into our body. In this way, yoga is holistic. People do yoga because it makes them healthier and develops a better balance between soul, mind, and body. You need to understand that you are not just practicing yoga. You are already into the world of Ayurveda when you are engaging in this way. The purpose of Ayurveda is to help achieve good health, whereas yoga enables you to achieve more of a spiritual balance. Ayurveda demands it. As a result, yoga has evolved alongside Ayurveda to give collective health benefits to people who need it. And I would argue we all need it. This is another wonderful, super cool picture from our program participants that will just come up, because who doesn't like the pictures at story time? So this is also kind of a good example that as children's yoga teachers, everybody loves story time, even grown-ups. So it's nice to just sometimes read a story with your kids about yoga when you're teaching them, or have them read aloud, or they can read a story that they wrote for a guided visualization, meditation, and so forth. But reading time on the mat can be cozy and fun and delicious too. Yoga plays a vital role in balancing the mind, body, and soul, thereby assisting individuals in maintaining good health throughout their lives. No wonder considering the benefits of yoga. Various schools and education institutions worldwide have now included yoga in their course curriculum. International Yoga Day is celebrated every year on the 21st of July to create awareness about its benefits and encourage everyone to include it in their daily routines. The International Day of Yoga was initially proposed to be celebrated on the 21st of June under the United Nations Resolution of 69/131 on December 11th, 2014. And it's really cute because our youth made International Yoga Day a key word. And then just to review, here we go up. I thought they missed it, but they didn't. And then for the keywords at the top of the chapter, it says International Yoga Day. And I just want to not lose my page. Sorry. And actually this bookmarker, it's a Mayan symbol from our students who traveled to Mexico and Guatemala and distributed our merchandise as they remodeled homes to put in ventilated ovens to reduce indoor air pollution. So that was a really cool project by Inez, one of our program participants, who wrote the afterword for this book. So here, I'm just looking for our glossary. Oh wait, International Yoga Day. Yep, it's here. So in our glossary, the students wrote this International Yoga Day definition. So this is an example. We're always telling kids, if you don't know something, look it up. What does that word mean? Look it up. But putting them on the other side to actually write the glossary is incredibly empowering. So our students got to have that experience, and I'm showing you in case this may inspire you as an exercise with your students. And it's also, publishing is a great revenue source for your school. Even privately, your student could, if your student is your child and you're a parent or caregiver giving this course, anybody can publish on Amazon. And so many of our program graduates have gone on to be successful doing some of our fundraising techniques actually for their own profit, and I think that that's great. There's a really wide pie and we can all learn from each other. So anybody who can publish, you can too. So that is super fun, and it's a way our students really have given the gift that keeps on giving to ShareLove.Fund. Plus it's cool they get to have a coffee table book of their own. Okay, today many countries have numerous yoga schools with experts passing on their knowledge and training to keep yoga and its many beliefs alive. All of this is possible because people have experienced the efficacy of this healing system. Yoga spreads enlightenment. An enlightened person intends to live in the present without distorting their thoughts about the future. To summarize, it is critical to understand that yoga is all about helping you believe in enjoying life in the present without any intention to control or change it. Hence, this belief is being passed on to yoga school students. The yoga legacy continues. Convert the negativity with your mind and soul to help your body heal and recover. RCYT and yoga have the potential to channel negativity into strength. Yoga is all about practice, and when you blend it with RCYT, the effects will be extraordinary in terms of good health, good thoughts, and a good life. Every chapter, the students end with a quote, and this quote is by Myra Lewin, and it reads as follows. The more you let RCYT and yoga become the basis for your living, the easier living gets. And it's cute that students design their own font. I'm just like a really proud teacher here, so I love showing off. And then each chapter ends with a chapter quiz. Again, this was written as a textbook at the 9th grade level by students. So they, instead of having to study a textbook, they actually get to write one, which is empowering. And the textbook goes to custodial facilities, that means jails and prisons, so that incarcerated women may earn the same Yoga Alliance accredited teaching degree that you are learning in a way that is fun and inspiring, that they really believe, hey, these youth care about me. They wrote this textbook just for me, tried to make it interesting, and it naturally is because it's written by kids, so they just couldn't make it boring if they tried. And every other page is a picture, because who doesn't like pictures in a book? So I'm so proud of them. Let us go through this chapter quiz together. So chapter quiz, this is actually chapter 6. Answer these questions to help you understand your knowledge on this topic. Okay, question 1. Did this section help you understand the importance of Ayurvedic and yoga practices? So for this, I really encourage you guys to leave your comments. It also helps us create a packet of sample answers. That is a project that our Youth Leadership Board is working on next. We decided to not have sample answers in the back of our book, because we don't really care about what is the right answer or the wrong answer. There is no right and wrong answer. The idea is to get people to think critically for themselves. Whether you or I agree or disagree is less important than how we got there. If we are able to analyze and decipher information and come to conclusions, then we are empowered not just to solve today's problems, but to solve any problem in the future, because we know how to break it down into steps and to think about it. However, It would be nice to have some real answers from some real people. I know it takes a lot of time, but we are a charity and we really depend on volunteer help. So if you would like to volunteer, do some community service, then just type up your response in YouTube here, or you can type it up in Teachable if you are enrolled in our RCYT program. If you are not enrolled and you want to be enrolled, you can sign up at http://ShareLove.Fund/training. So please feel free to comment so we can have some sample answers for folks that want to hear them from real program participants or real listeners on YouTube. So the first question is, did this section help you understand the importance of yogic and Ayurvedic practices? I'm not going to give my answer because I'm more interested in what you guys have to say, and I don't want to influence opinions. And it's just really personal. You are not going to offend us. This is a safe space. And just let us know what you think. I read every single comment. It means a lot to me, and I just welcome your opinions. So question 1, did this section help you understand the importance of yogic and Ayurvedic practices? This also helps us know how to know where to focus our energy in future drafts of this book, should we write them. Okay, the second question, moving on, is, are you aware of the global reputation and adaptation rate of yoga and Ayurveda culture? So for many of our students who are not teacher trainees, but the students that are teacher trainees teach in our Teach for a Cause outreach programs, most of them have never heard of Ayurveda. And so it's a little bit of a history lesson just to explain about it. Whether you agree with Ayurvedic philosophy or not, it's just something to know about because it is a part of history and a large part of the world does follow it. So it's just, good to know what's out there, just to be learned. And this question is asking you, do you know about it? And please feel free to elaborate. These are open-ended questions on purpose because our objective is critical thinking, but we really want to hear real answers from real people. So whoever you are, please feel free to comment on our YouTube comments, or if you're enrolled in the class, to comment in Teachable. Okay, continuing on. Question 3, do you have plans of joining a yoga school? So please let us know. For our students already enrolled, you are already joining our yoga school. And for other folks who are just bumped into us on YouTube, do you have plans of joining a yoga school? Again, there's no right or wrong answer, but we'd love to hear from you. So please comment in our comments on YouTube. I will respond to each and every one of them, so I love to hear your comments. Number 4, do you have the urge to practice Ayurveda and master the true benefits of it? This also helps us to know, hey, should we do a more in-depth course specifically on this? Right now, our Ayurveda study is incorporated within this children's yoga course. We don't have a standalone course on it. All our courses are just the Yoga Alliance accredited courses. RPYT for prenatal, RCYT, this course for children's, RYT 200, the basic yoga teacher training course, RYT 300, that advanced level yoga teacher training course, RYT 500, the combined everything you need to know from basics to advanced yoga teacher training course. And we also have a YSAP, Yoga Alliance Continuing Education Provider course for the complete 30 hours you need to satisfy your Yoga Alliance Continuing education requirement, I believe every 3 years, but please check Yoga Alliance for the latest and greatest of their rules. But we offer a YSAP for postpartum yoga to have some postpartum boot camp and some fun mommy and me exercises. But we don't have a standalone RCYT course. So this question number 4, do you have an urge to practice RCYT and master the true benefits of it? Let us know. Please take a moment now to comment in Teachable or on YouTube. It really, really helps us. I know it is a hassle, but it would really mean a lot to us to have your feedback. Question number 5, do you feel angry, anxious, stressful, and frustrated even after pursuing yoga and Ayurveda? Again, your comments and questions on YouTube or Teachable, if you're enrolled in the course, to this question number 5 would really help us so that we can make better content targeting real issues for real people, as well as have sample answers so that we can help our the custodial population that we serve in case they kind of get stuck and they want to look at some samples. But in this age, post-COVID, where there's so much, it's really, in a lot of ways, has been a mental health crisis. We would really like to know, do you feel angry, anxious, stressful, and frustrated even after pursuing yoga and Ayurveda? Because we really want to crack the code on helping people and kind of knowing what works and what doesn't work, and the nuances of that can help us craft better courses. So please, if you have it in you, please give back to our charity by sharing your 2 cents. Question number 6, and this is our last question of this chapter 6. So 6 for 6. Have you tried to find the reason for your depression, anger, and frustration? If yes, then did yoga help you achieve that balance over your mind? I just want to make a quick caveat about depression. If you feel depressed, please see a doctor and obtain medical advice. Nothing herein shall be construed as medical advice, and often, depending on what your doctor may say, you may want to ask your doctor if yoga and what you eat should be used in conjunction with whatever your prescribed therapy is. That could be great together, but again, this is not medical advice, but I just want to be really careful because depression is a really real thing. We know that now, that certain people have chemical imbalances, and there's really a biochemical component, and it's not just choosing whether or not to snap out of it for some people. So I just want to say that a lot of people say that meditation can cure everything, or Ayurveda can cure everything, or yoga can cure everything, but actually it can't. It's a hard sell when people say, hey, I'm offering something with limited benefits, but everything has limited benefits. We live in a world with limits. I'm going to actually quote a guru about this concept of the fact we do live in a world with limits, and that there is no magic cure-all. Everything in our world is limited. So an example, one of the gurus that I had the pleasure of seeing in person in New York City last month said this: we are limited. This is why we need to draw inward. I'm paraphrasing from memory, but it was like, this was the gist of it. We are limited as humans. Our capacity is limited. We need to draw inward because we have a limited ability to connect with the external environment. And the example he used was, imagine that you are looking at the most beautiful scenery. Even if it is so beautiful and so amazing, at a certain point, your eyes will tire and you'll fall asleep. So your capacity to take in that beautiful visual is limited. You know, you can't probably stare at it for 80 hours straight. It's limited. So everything in our world has a limit, but it's a much easier sell when people say, oh, this is a cure-all. So please think for yourself. Exercise critical thinking. That's what this book is all about. That's what these questions are all about, is exercise critical thinking. Available on Amazon, broadening our horizons. What can modern food science learn from historic nutritional practices? In this course, I will read the entire book. So for those folks who don't want to buy it, you'll get the information because we want to make everything accessible to everyone. But for those who want to support our cause, it's a beautiful coffee table book. And best of all, it was written for high school students to benefit and educate women in custody. So I also thank all those parents of the high school students who allowed their children to really make a difference for those folks in custody. It's so cool when people can act out of a place of love instead of a place of fear. So with that, I'm just going to find my place again so we can not lose our place next week. So next week we'll start probably with chapter 7, but we will see. Chapter 7. Okay, so without further ado, today's class is Reclined Spinal Twist. So let us enjoy that. So we won't start out with a meditation because we did the reading, and we'll just get to business. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, slowly roll down. By slowly rolling down, you are engaging your abdominals. Straighten one leg out. Inhale, the other leg. And let it fall to the side, and let your head fall to the other side. I'm going to leave you in reclined spinal twist on this side for a moment while I check the room and check the comments. So please enjoy the benefits of reclined spinal twist while I do my rounds. We'll be back. Okay, slowly bring your knees back into center. You can give yourself a little hug, rocking side to side. Gently grab a hold of your toes, stretching your legs out, really enjoying both a hamstring stretch, but also trying to ground your sacrum to the ground. Inhale in and exhale into happy baby. Continue to rock side to side. You can roll all the way over, resting a leg on each side and kind of bouncing up from the ground. And children really love this in a children's yoga class. Really at any age it massages out the spine. Bringing the knees into chest, giving yourself a little hug. Straightening out your opposite leg from what you just had straightened on the other side, and then doing a reclined spinal twist on the other side. So not the side you were just on. So your knee is pointed in one direction, hand palm face up in the opposite direction, eyes looking over your open face palm. Your other hand can be applying slight pressure on your thigh. And just enjoy this twist and stretch on our second side. Reclined spinal twist. This is our pose of the week. The reason why we have poses of the week is to help you learn the key signature poses of the SHARE method through kinetic learning and repetition without any tests or quizzes. Why do we focus on kinetic learning for the SHARE method? Because the SHARE method was developed during COVID for incarcerated women to earn a Yoga Alliance accredited yoga degree without any tests or quizzes so that they could use their time behind bars productively. Because during COVID, there's no visitation in custodial facilities. Most women who are incarcerated have children. That was pretty tough stuff for them not to be with their children, but instead we provided a way for incarcerated women to better themselves for when they do reunite, if they do reunite with their children, because some people we serve are serving life sentences, but they were able to use that extra time they had when visitation was not allowed to earn our degrees with their tablet program. So we'll just kind of breathe into this and stretch on this side. can breathe and feel yourself sinking a little bit deeper into this posture. Reclined spinal twist, our pose of the week. And inhale, bring your knees back into chest and rock side to side. This time, lift your legs up and clasp your opposite elbows underneath your legs, or whatever's comfortable. Maybe you're just clasping your hands, or maybe you're just holding onto your legs. But the idea is that we're going under our calf muscles here, to the extent comfortable, and you can rock side to side. On a big inhale, grab a hold your left foot with your left hand and do a stretch. Bring that back into bend your left leg and back into your chest. Grab a hold of your right hand and right foot and give that a stretch. Bring your right leg back into your chest. Grab a hold of both feet with both hands and we'll raise them. You can make an observation of how the stretch feels now that we have done reclined spinal twist on both sides. Do you feel a little bit looser or not? Take a moment to bend your right leg, and we are going to pedal out the legs for a deeper stretch. Inhale and exhale the left knee, in as we stretch the right hamstring. Inhale and exhale, bending the right knee and stretching the left hamstring. Inhale, opposite side. And bring both legs up for a nice stretch. Bringing your legs out wide, and we will have our feet touch for reclined goddess pose, which we enjoyed, I believe, in week 45. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Walk out your feet to the edges of the mat. Let your knees fall inward. This is a nice psoas stretch. Now shimmy your feet back to the edges of the mat, and we'll do windshield wipers, bringing one knee down and the other knee, just really loosening up that spine. This is the final weeks of the course. You guys have all worked so hard, and we just really wanted to treat you as yoga teacher trainees to the restorative benefits of yoga, because children take a lot of energy when you teach them as accredited children's yoga teachers with this specialty degree. And it's important to teach from a place of abundance. How do you have abundance? By restoring and recharging your batteries. Gently let your left leg drop down with your left knee bent, and place your right foot over your left thigh for a deeper thigh stretch. You can continue with your arms in cactus arms, trying to connect your spine to the mat. Inhale, bringing both of your knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug, rocking side to side, massaging out that spine. Grab a hold of your big toes with okay fingers. Kids love to do this in children's yoga. And enjoy happy baby, again, rocking side to side. From here, place your feet on the sides of the mat, and again, we'll do windshield wipers, but we will reside on the other side. But first, we'll do both sides to warm up the spine, then gently let your right knee fall to the ground, keeping your right leg bent. Place your left foot over your right thigh for a deeper stretch. Inhale, arms up, and exhale to cactus arms. This will be RCYT, and I enjoy you to rest. I will be back in a moment. Inhale, bringing the knees to the ceiling. Again, we'll bring the knees into chest. Grab a hold of your feet, stretching upward, and seeing how your back and hamstrings feel now that we completed the stretch on both sides. Let your right leg drop slowly. Stretch your leg out to one side, sort of a reclined hand to foot, extended hand to foot. Bring the legs together. Drop your left leg and let your right leg fall to the side for extended hand to foot. Bring the knees back into chest and roll up to a gentle seated position. We're going to take a few moments to reflect on our practice, to absorb everything we learned about Ayurveda today, to celebrate our youth's accomplishments, and also celebrate your own accomplishments. You are taking the next step to learn, to grow, to enrich. So let's just meditate on celebrating you and the actions you've taken to date. Inhale and exhale. Really enjoying the full breadth of all you have to offer. Paying acute attention to what has resonated with you today so that you can draw upon that in the future and have an additional source of strength, like a tool in your tool belt. Here at ShareLove.Fund, with our yoga teacher trainings, we're acquiring tools so that we may help ourselves through service to others. May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. Namaste.